Bob Glidden in Pro Stock, and Raymond Beadle in the funny car. And all three defending champions are here. It should be an exciting day of motor competition. The Top Fueler, the IndyCar, so to speak, of the sport. Special in every sense of the word. $50,000 at least, long, with bicycle-like front wheels and driveway rollers at the back. Their expensive aluminum V8 engines gulp an expensive mixture of alcohol and nitroglycerin, and when they get to parachute, you get stopped. We're at the semifinal point in Top Fuels. Jeb Allen will go against Marvin Graham in the first one. Dick LaHaye against Connie Kalita in the second semifinal. Now here we have Jeb Allen in the near lane. He's from Santa Rosa, California, going against Graham from Oklahoma City. Allen, a red-bearded young Californian, has made the finals here at Raceway Park the last 4 years. They say he owns the track, and his pit crew says they're just trying to figure out a way to spend the money. But first, he's going to have to dispose of Graham, a seasoned competitor, as the two of them come to the line in this important contest. And now the cars move into the starting line area. To break the lights that the association that sanctions the event has placed to keep the cars exactly even for a fair start. We'll be talking more about the starting system a bit later in the program. And they're off. Graham smokes his tires. Allen streaks down the strip. They're side by side. But Allen moves ahead to win and go to the finals for the 5th straight year here at Raceway Park. Allen's time, 5.923 seconds. His speed, 233.76 miles an hour. And his crew's a happy group. Now let's take a look at the starting process. In the middle of the strip, the Christmas tree, slang for the starting lights. The bottom two are the only ones used in the pro categories. But here are the key lights, 2 sets of these, one in each lane. The left-hand light is the pre-staging light. The center light is the staging light where the cars wait for the green light. When the green light comes on, they can go, and when the wheel breaks the third light, that's when the clock starts to measure the elapsed time. The run ends at the finish line at the middle of the zebra-striped area here where the clock stops to calculate elapsed time. Top speed is calculated through this zebra-striped area where the car enters it, another clock starts, and where it leaves it, it stops. That's top speed and elapsed time, the two basic figures used in drag racing. Time for the second Top Fuel semifinal. Pitting Connie Kalita against Dick LaHaye, two drivers from Michigan. Kalita from Ypsilanti, LaHaye from Lansing. Kalita, a former crew chief for Shirley Muldowney, who went out on his own and developed an arch rivalry with her, beat her earlier in the meet and eliminated her from the competition. We saw Shirley beat Connie in the Winter Nationals on ABC earlier this year. LaHaye, 22 years in the sport, has never made it to the final. Kalita is in what has been the bad lane. An engine spilled oil on it earlier in the day, and no one in Top Fuel has won on that side except LaHaye, who took his quarterfinal round over there. They come to the line and wait now for the signal to go. And they're off, and Kalita smokes his tires, and it looks as though his engine's giving trouble. As LaHaye shoots across the line, winning in 6.062 seconds, 231.95 miles an hour, to make his first final round in his 22-year history as a drag racer. A happy man as he heads down the line. And he should have his hands full with Jeb, particularly popular Harris, because he drives them for a living. A 15-year veteran of the sport, Harris has paid $50,000 to manage his team, which is based in Trenton, New Jersey. He's responsible for every aspect of the operation, including driving the car. Married and the father of two, his wife is frightened by drag racing and has seen him only race twice. A 15-year-old daughter is too busy aspiring to be a figure skater to come, and his young son can only come now and then. We asked him then, why does he drag race?
It's an outlet for my mechanical inquisitiveness, I guess. It's a very competitive sport, and it's a sport that a lot of people can participate in on a smaller level and grow to a level that I'm at now on a professional level to do it for a living. For the first 15 years that I did this, it was a financial burden. It isn't now because I'm an employee, and I get paid every week, so all I have to think about is doing as well as I can.
I was told that it cost $5,000 to get this car to a national weekend. The first $2,000 is for getting there, crew salaries, and motels. The other $3,000 goes to keeping this baby in competition. As an example of some of the prices that are paid today, a pair of these slicks cost $425, good for about 6 runs. 2.5 miles is all, but that'll get you through a national weekend if you make the finals. Then $1,000 is budgeted for engine spares. I asked car owner Tom Ryan, what if nothing goes wrong with the engine? He looked surprised and said, something always goes wrong, sometimes as much as $3,000 worth. So with these kind of expenses and a top winner's purse of $5,000, how can you justify racing in the red?
What you want to know is why do we do this at such a money-losing proposition? It really isn't. We have a sponsor that we're trying to further the name of that sponsor, trying to acquaint the drag racing fans with that product. We earn money with the car, and with our sponsorship money and the money that the car owner puts in the car, we can make ends meet. But it is not profitable business on what the car can earn on its own in prize money. There are contingency prizes, monies awarded by smaller companies that are involved in the sport, which makes a win somewhere around $8,000 to $10,000 if you have the right affiliations.
And so it's on to the truck and off to the races. And drag racing, like every other form of motorsport, has its qualifications. The field of funny cars here numbered 30, and only the 16 fastest go into the eliminations. But in Harris's 5th run, the car broke a water line, and he had to take it back to the garage for repairs.
Just to qualify at a national event now is an accomplishment, because the qualifying times are very close, and this is a very fragile business where a broken valve or a blower belt or just any small mechanical failure can ruin your whole day.
And last night, Roy Harris brought his car back for the last attempt to qualify. He was in line. The hood went up, however. A sick fuel pump, and Roy Harris's luck was as black as the impending night. And the car was towed away for the last time. There are many long walks in sports, the relief pitcher to the showers, the quarterback to the sideline. And so, Roy Harris's long walk, through as a driver for the weekend, is to the spectator area.
To say that we're a loser isn't fair to all the people that make the effort they do to compete in this sport. Everybody can't be a winner, and I don't feel like a loser.
And his love for the sport puts him in the stands on Sunday. The first of 2 funny car semifinals, pitting Blue Max Raymond Beadle in the near lane against 4-time world champion Don Perdum. Al Segrini and Billy Meyer make up the second semifinal. Beadle is just back from England, where he swept the card every time out, and Perdum is going for a 30th national victory. And they're off. Perdum streaks ahead to leave Beadle in the rough, and he may get that 30th national victory. Perdum's time, 6.056 seconds, over 238 miles an hour. Perdum said earlier that he came to the Summer Nationals with a game plan. Had to do with his engines. He qualified on one engine, and he's saving his best engine for the finals. We'll be back for more in 1 minute. And the second semifinal with Billy Meyer in the near lane. He's from Waco, Texas, and Al Segrini from Easton, Massachusetts in the far lane. Meyer's been dragging since he was a teenager and has aspirations to someday set the world land speed record. Here he is in his bright yellow car. Look at that fiberglass body vibrate under the horsepower of that engine. These funny cars have the engines up front. The driver's legs are alongside the bell housing, and if a flywheel explodes, it could be very dangerous. The funny car of today is considered perhaps the most dangerous of all drag racers. And starter Buster Couch tells them to shake a leg and bring their cars to the line, keep the program moving. And now Segrini moves in for the ever-thrilling start. There they go. Segrini swivel. And Meyer streaks. An easy win for the youngster from Texas. 6.168 seconds is a lap time. His speed, 233-plus miles an hour, in winning the semifinal and earning a starting spot alongside the most feared man in funny car racing, Don Perdum. Like Perdum, Meyer's operation is heavily financed, but in Perdum's case, he just oversees the work. Meyer, mechanically oriented, likes to do his own work, and he'll be working on his car right up to the final time that may well put him at a disadvantage when the lights go green. How do you look at Meyer in the final?
Well, you know, he's a very talented guy. He's been running all these national events. He's been right there, and, you know, you just never know. He stands as good a chance to win the race as I do.
Well, you've won 29 of them, so you know what it's like to win. Tied with Bob Glidden, incidentally, for overall wins. A win today might put you ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, it would kind of be nice to win that 30th national event, that's for sure, but then I'd probably want to win 40 or 50 more.
Why not?
Sure.
And the snake takes it easy, waiting for the final while his staff does the get-ready work. It's Pro Stock time now, with the semifinal rounds coming up. And it's been said that Pro Stock is one of the toughest series in which to field a car because of the restrictive rules. In funny car and top fuel, special parts can be used, but for these cars, they must come from Detroit. Lee Shepard in the far lane, and Joe Satmary on the near lane in the first semifinal. Bob Glidden and Frankie Iaconio in the second semifinal. And the two drivers, both wheeling 1980 Camaros, drag racing versions thereof, inch to the line, and they're off. On in the near lane. Satmary fouls, red lights. He left the fight too early. I don't believe he knows it, and certainly Shepard doesn't know it. And Shepard streaks across the line, 8.511 seconds, 160.42 miles an hour. And so Lee Shepard goes to the final as Joe Satmary is disqualified. A season of drag racing to those who take part in national events is worth about $3.5 million for the 11 races from California to Canada and Florida. However, of that $3.5 million, the tracks themselves put up less than a third. Here in New Jersey, the total prize money of $448,000, the track puts up $98,000, and American business almost $350,000. The story is in the decals on the side of the car. Each one worth between $400 and $600. On this car, there's 30 such signs. And if he does well, the $2,500 first prize money can be quadrupled to over $10,000. It's a case of American business helping a sport that gets more expensive every year. And the best crowd in Summer Nationals history seems to be enjoying the proceedings. We'll be back for the second Pro Stock semifinal after this. Lane, Bob Glidden, the four-time world champion, defending race champion here in the far lane as they come to the line, waiting for the starting signal. Inching up, Iaconio from New Jersey, they're off. It's close. Very close. Side by side. But it's Glidden going to the finals again. He uses his parachute to get slowed down. Iaconio can almost toast home to Totowa. Glidden, 8.507. 158.7 miles an hour, and his wife, Etta, still has a worried look on her face. She's also his crew chief. And there's the matchup. Shepard against Glidden in the final. Glidden's 8.507 time is faster than Shepard's 8.511, and that means he'll have lane choice. Well, that concludes the preliminaries in the professional categories. We'll be back later in the show for the finals in the pro categories and a look at the grassroots segment of drag racing, the sportsman categories, and how they fared here at Englishtown. And now, let's go back to Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and Bill Fleming. Township Raceway Park near Englishtown, New Jersey for the 11th annual running of the NHRA Summernationals. The preliminaries are out of the way, and the finals will be coming up in a matter of moments. Drag racing, like the alphabet, runs from A to Z. We've seen the exotic power plants in the top category, AA fuel dragster. Now we're looking at the engine in a 1973 Vega that races in the slowest category, Z stock automatic and stock eliminator. A car like this can be found on a used car lot for about $500. Another $1,500 for modifications, racing wheels and tires, tickle the engine a little bit, put a shifter in it, and it can be driven to work every day and to the strip on Sunday. And it could very well win its class against, say, a Corvette because of the handicap start. And now, let's take a look at the sportsman finals, starting with stock eliminator. Dennis Oliver of Stuttgart, Arkansas, in a 65 Impala in the far lane. He went first on the handicap start because the Corvette in the near lane, driven by Frank Ham, is more powerful. It was an exciting race and extremely close. And the handicap worked out almost dead even as Ham came up the line and to nail him. Now, it looks to me like the Impala won, but the electric eye says the Corvette won for Frank Ham. It was his first final against a three-time winner of national events. In Super Stock, we saw Richard Griffin of Gainesville, Georgia, in the near lane driving a Barracuda against Bob Michael of Maineville, Ohio, in a 73 Firebird. And again, the handicap start made for a close finish as the two men approached the finish line almost side by side. But it was Griffin in the Barracuda the winner at 121.78 miles an hour. In the modified category, again the handicap in use, Dave Hutchins of Fairfield, Illinois, in an Opel GT in the far lane, with Mike McGrew of Minerva, Ohio, in his Camaro on the near side. And boy, didn't that Opel ever run away with this one. He won at 132.5 miles an hour. Then it was the competition eliminator, and the handicap still at work. Bob Newberry of Schenectady, New York, against Arlen Fadley of Flat Rock, Michigan, in some wild-looking, crazy-looking machinery on the drag strip. The handicap didn't do too well here. It was an easy win for Newberry. Story since the season began. In the far lane, four-time world champion Bob Glidden in a Ford Fairmont. In the near lane, Lee Shepard in a Chevrolet Camaro. These men have met 4 times this year, and each have won twice. This is the match round to see who will come out on top. Shepard in a Chevrolet, Glidden in a Ford. Glidden, a 4-time world champion, the defending champion here at Raceway Park, is the favorite. Let's see what's going to happen. There's a battle of nerves now as they're psyching one another up. The strider is going over to say something to them. He wants them to come to the line. The chips are really down. $5,000 plus accessory money to the winner. This off they go. Glidden's car veers. Shepard's as straight as an arrow. It's close, but Shepard wins by a scant margin. And the huge crowd that lines both sides of this drag strip here, along with Shepard's crew, are ecstatic over the victory. Shepard's time, 8.545 seconds, 158 miles an hour, is slower than that turned in by Glidden, 8.536, who did the quarter 9/1,000th of a second faster and 1 mile an hour at the top end. Which means that Lee Shepard not only won the race, but he won it in that short span between the staging light and the starting light. He got out ahead of Bob Glidden, a fine drive. And now for the very popular funny cars. Here's Billy Meyer in the near lane in a Citation body car, and he goes against a seasoned professional, Don Perdum from Granada Hills, California, in an Omni-bodied funny car. Perdum versus Meyer. Perdum had to beat Beetle. Meyer had to beat Seguini to make the finals here at Englishtown. And now Meyer, who won at the Cajun Nationals in his Citation bodied car, he's short, blonde, and bemoustache. Perdum, who won the Gator Nationals earlier, has been around this sport a long time. He started in Top Fuel, jazzing the throttle as they danced their cars to the line. The man in the red shirt, his ears bombarded by the sounds through days of drag racing here is Buster Couch, and he's the man that will send them on their way. When those lights go, and they're off. That's close, but Meyer's car is falling behind. He's obviously in trouble. And Don Perdum scoots through to win and score his 30th national event victory. 6.103 seconds. The fans just love it, and he has legions of them. So Don Perdum, who started out in Top Fuel, comes across to win another national event, and his crew races down the side road, accepting this quarter to the big crowd here at Englishtown. Perdum used a strategy. That was to take his qualifying engine, take it out after the time trials, and put it aside. He raced on another engine through all the rounds in the quarterfinals and the semifinals, and then put the qualifying engine in for the final round. And it paid off for the Snake from Granada Hills, California, with another victory that should carry him on over $10,000 here at Englishtown. And off with the safety gear, the gloves, the helmet, and the balaclava. Well, Don, you must feel pretty good these days about New Jersey. Your 3rd Garden State victory. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chris. It's been a hard struggle. It's been a while since we won a national event.
Well, and it's number 30, and Bob Glidden was beaten in Pro Stock, so now you're the undisputed winner of national events with a record 30. Congratulations there, too.
Thank you very much, Chris. It was a lot of fun.
I'll bet. It's always fun you win, isn't it?
You bet.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Coming up, the exciting Top Fuel final, matching Dick LaHaye and Jeb Allen after this. Of Santa Rosa, California, in the near lane, Dick LaHaye of Lansing, Michigan, in the far lane. You might say this is a battle between two families. LaHaye's work on his car is done to some degree by his son, and Allen's work is done by his father. Two veteran contenders. Allen, a lot younger than LaHaye, has been having a great season. He's young, he's got a full red beard, and he's red hot here at New Jersey. He's had great success on the Englishtown drag strip. They come to the line in the final round of the 11th annual Summer Nationals here in Englishtown. And they're off. It's close. Side by side they go. But it's LaHaye in the far lane scoring the victory. 5.953 seconds for the quarter mile, and his son is going just crazy. 235 miles an hour for LaHaye, and scoring his first ever national race victory. Allen's speed was faster, 238, but his lap time was a lot slower, 6.04 against 5.95. And everybody's happy as they head down the service road to congratulate the 38-year-old winner from Lansing, Michigan. Two cars end up side by side as both drivers scramble out. Don Perdum, the funny car champion, congratulates LaHaye, and Jeb Allen comes over, and he seems just as happy that LaHaye won as if he'd won himself. It was a great race for LaHaye. And a great race for the record crowd to talk about as they head for home. It'll be a long drive on a hot summer's afternoon from the Raceway Park here in Englishtown. And what a celebration as the son of the winner comes up to let Daddy know it's all right with him. And that son had a lot to do with the car. And everybody loves a winner, believe you me. Well, that's it from Englishtown. Our congratulations to Top Fuel winner Dick LaHaye, funny car champion Don Perdum, Pro Stock winner Lee Shepard, and the 5 sportsman winners in the NHRA competition here. And this is Chris Economaki saying so long from Madison Township Raceway Park.